The Voice in the Dark series, 4:15 Monday, the 17th of November, 2014. I want to talk briefly about your past. When we enter into relationships with people, whether they be professional or personal, we go into them with a lot of hope, a lot of aspiration, hoping and aspiring to have something positive come into our lives. However, unfortunately, sometimes those relationships break up and we hurt. We get hurt and we're hurt. Now, the thing that's important for you to understand is that even though you've been hurt, you've got to move on. You may go back and try to repair it. But if the person that you're dealing with doesn't want it to be repaired, you cannot make an adult do something that they don't want to do. Go ahead and move on with your life. As soon as you move away from the situation, the quicker you'll be able to start your healing process. Sure, you'll go through an emotional roller coaster. You'll be angry. You'll be sad. You remember some joyous times, and you remember the arguments that you've had. But nevertheless, do not dwell on your past. Posting messages on Facebook and all of that stuff. Things that you post on Facebook, hoping that they will see it and all that. That's elementary. What you should be doing is going to God in prayer and praying your way out of the situation, picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and moving on. Some people come as a blessing, others come as a lesson. And if that person was a lesson, then you're more prepared to receive your blessing. Now, you may not agree, but the fact still remains. You've been hurt and you are alone. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. You're dealing with a hurt and you're posting it on Facebook. That means that you're dealing and dwelling in your past, or you're wallowing in the muck and the mire of falling down after falling out with someone who you thought would be best for you. Now, oftentimes we go after the physical attraction. We go after the pulchritude, if you will, not understanding what is within the mindset of the individual. And sometimes things go on for a couple of years. But after a while, the real them or the real you will start to show up. And you can only put on a facade for so long. At the conclusion of the facade, one must oftentimes face reality. The reality of it is you can't fool yourself. Now, you can fool the person you're with. You can even hold back secrets, hoping that they don't never find something out about your past. But down the road and around the corner, eventually it's going to come out in your character, because your past is what makes you. Your present is what's forming you, and your future is what you're aspiring to be. Of course, we all aspire to be better instead of bitter. However, I have noticed that many people, when they go through a breakup, they want to post all of our motivational speakers' quotes on Facebook and on their statuses. How about posting your own quote on there? That's how you heal. You heal by posting what you feel. And if posting what you feel makes you feel better because somebody will inbox you and talk to you about it, that's all well and good. Sometimes you can't talk to family. You can't even talk to close friends. You can only deal with a general public display of how you feel. Those of us who pay attention to what's being said and what's being posted on social media and what you may say or do if we ever cross paths, we know when you've been hurt. But those of us who are the more mature in spirit and in mindset, we also know how to help you to move forward with your life. People that hurt you are not the ones that are meant to be there forever. So quit trying to hold on to them. People that hurt you were only there to see what they could get from you. While you were being 100% sincere in what you were trying to do, they, on the other hand, were holding back their feelings, seeing if you were what they really wanted. But then you want to cuss, have your blood pressure up, have your heart rate up, suffering from headaches, can't sleep at night, tossing and turning, because you're only angry at yourself. But if you would notice, the signs were there, but you ignored them. You can tell when there's a change in character. You can tell when there's a change in behavior patterns. You can tell. And that's when you should ask your questions. Not only the infamous question of, is everything all right? But you should ask the question of, how do you see us now? How do you feel now? Because contrary to popular belief, a lot of people do get together and they grow apart. Yes, they do. Contrary to what preachers are standing in the pulpit saying and not knowing what's going on behind the scenes, even they suffer a lot at home behind the scenes. Contrary to that, the Bible does say, what God put together, let no man put asunder. However, oftentimes God didn't put us together with who we're with. We got together with who we're with, and we suffer the consequences from time to time. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. But when God put it together, it goes for a while. That's why you see marriages, relationships, and things of that nature. People been together for 20 years are now breaking up because they're now getting bold enough to realize that it was only a mutual procrustinous attraction. And they decided to get together and stay together for a little while. But as the years roll up on the eternal scroll, you realize that you're really not compatible. People say, well, you don't change. Well, when God puts a relationship together, it doesn't change. The people will change together and acknowledge it. But when two people get together, you can change and continually say everything is all right. Not only are you lying to that person and doing them an injustice, you're lying to yourself and doing yourself an injustice. Therefore, you shun that happiness that you pursue so badly. Some of us don't know how to be by ourselves. Some of us want to be with someone or have to be with someone. And the reason that a lot of us are like that, because a lot of us don't like to be alone or fear being alone or what have you. That's all well and good. There are no problems with that. There are no issues with that. But when it comes down to it, and the bottom line, stop allowing your hurts to go on, because the more you put your hurts on there about a bad relationship, somebody that is attracted to you that you don't even know is figuring you out. Take it to God, leave it at the altar, come out of your prayer closet and go on with your life. They have hurt you, so what? Heal, stand up, dust yourself off, and get ready for your blessing. Because the last person was a lesson and you learned what you do not want even more, which will drive you closer to the one that's going to bring you what you need. All the best, and God bless.